Yeah, no, that's not a way I'd want to go, but that's definitely a way I would bury a body.
I think inhaling a condom is really bad.
Life moves a lot faster when you're white.
I wasn't banging my neighbor's husband. That's for sure. Hey guys, welcome to Murder Buffet. It's so funny because we coming up with a name. We were like, what are we gonna name this thing? But we ended up with Murder Buffet. Yes, welcome you guys. My name's Jack Malacat, creator of Serial Killer, and with me are my closest friends. We have Kiwi and Jess.
Kiwi's gonna get mad. Jack's
And-
my friend.
And we have today our very special guests, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We have Devin and Sparks Valentine. Yeah.
Love being here, appreciate it. I'll be honest, like when I first saw that email and it's like, you know what, I'm not doing anything. Let's see, and I just sent it out and then I started getting the messages from you and it's like, oh, this is actually happening. Okay, I gotta pay attention and just, like try and make sure this works.
Oh shit, it's real.
Oh no. Ah.
I get that a lot. When somebody emails me about something, they have a question or like something about shipping or about the game, they'd be like, "Oh, it's a real person." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Like, I answer all the emails.
Nah, that's okay though.
Yeah. But yes, let's start the show by telling everybody how dark you really are from the get-go. So we're gonna try to have a peeing contest here. Who has the darkest death? So if you have a favorite death from the game or something that you come up with or you came up with that's been nagging in your mind, we want to know. So we'll start with Davin. What you have for us?
I'll be honest, there's been a few, like just going through the cards and the decks and then just getting everything built up. One of my favorites is it's the one card beat to death in the cornfield, and it's like it just immediately I go to the Goodfellas and Pesci scene, and it's like he was such a good character throughout the entire movie, just to have it all end with him and his brother just beaten to death by baseball bats, and then of course Pesci's character being buried alive, and it's like, yeah, no, that's not a way I'd want to go, but that's definitely a way I would bury a body. If like just a full unrelenting, it's like I'm gonna get rid of someone. All right, a couple baseball bats and a good buddy of mine and a cornfield in the middle. Like I'm Canadian, so probably ride out all the way to Saskatchewan, just put someone out in the flat field. It's like, that's a good fertilizer. Let's go from there.
I mean, who's gonna know? They're not gonna know.
No.
Who's gonna
No one's
know?
gonna know. No one's gonna know.
Just drown them in maple
All of a
syrup.
sudden, it's like, as if you make a Canadian version, let me know, because like that's a good card. Drowning in maple syrup.
I mean, we could just add that one.
Oh my god,
No
that's
problem.
like a new experience.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
just do.
Because like the details about drowning in maple syrup is scary when you consider that all it really is just like glucose thickened water. So you're stuck, you're not really swimming in it, and then you're both suffocating and drowning because of just how thick it can get. It's like
Probably just gonna keep gulping. I'm like, might as well.
just drink as much
Like,
as you
sugar
can.
rush.
I
Are
mean,
you
yeah.
having some sugar before I die?
Yeah.
I may be dying, but I'm enjoying it.
I'd rather be
And
diabetic than dead.
Oh wait, and we have Sparks Valentine.
With the fancy letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Okay, so, gosh, I think the one that like stuck with me the most, because me and my friends are all very dark, so we don't really have anything that's like off the table really. So, gosh, I think inhaling a condom is really bad. I feel like dying that way.
That was
I'm just thinking of the obituary that gets written, and it's like this person died by inhaling a condom, and I just think about that and I go, I don't know if I would want that to be written in my obituary.
You know what? I actually got that from old news stories that I dug up, and it actually happened, which is to me
It
is
doesn't
so
surprise me.
yeah. It's
At
so
all.
odd. Like, how do you inhale a condom? But I guess it happened, so they did it.
That's horrifying.
It's
Well, I'm
very
imagining, have you
horrifying.
seen the video where the guy's like holding the condom out the car window and it's like blowing up really
With
big?
it blowing
I
up
just
in the
imagine
air.
that, but like
Yeah.
in your stomach.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Terrible.
The only thing I can think
That
about,
is funny.
like, when that person choked on the condom was, I know back then, I don't know if they still do it, they used to make flavored condoms. And they would come with all these little, like, fruit flavors.
Oh, and
That's-
people with
Mm.
oh,
Yep, I
Yeah.
totally see it. I mean,
Yeah.
if people eat Tide Pods, like they would totally eat condoms.
Cherry flavored condoms? Why not? I bet you
One
it's
Yeah.
size
lower
may
in
not
calories.
fit all, but one size chokes off.
One size
good
goes
lord.
up.
It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. That's good.
I don't know if I have a favorite death from the cards, but what I'm really scared of dying from is anything that has anything to do with drowning. That's like my greatest fear, is drowning. Like would not be able to breathe or getting suffocated. I have a long story about that thing. I'm not sure if I begin it because it's super dark, but yeah, that would be anything drowning.
Drowning would be
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
I think just as a consensus, most people would agree that drowning is not the way they want to go, or suffocation.
No.
I'd rather be,
Yeah.
I'd rather be burned alive because at a certain point of pain, the body just shuts down, and that's it.
Yeah, well,
I-
just get through all those pain receptors first, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some
We-
point, it wouldn't hurt anymore, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you get when you get to like a
It's like
certain
my
layer of
shower.
skin. Yeah. It wouldn't hurt no more. What about you, Jess?
I decided I'm going to share a story with you about why the women at the last bar hated me, but I need to preface it and say that I say the worst things because I think they're funny, not because I would do them. But this kid came in once. He was regular. He came in and he was sad because he got a girl knocked up from a one night stand, and this
Oh.
just fell out of my mouth. And then all the women behind the bar hated me because I was like, "You didn't do the triple tap, dude." And he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "You have to wrap it, and then you have to pull out, and then you push her down the stairs when you're done." My coworkers did not find it funny, and I had to explain to them, like, I would never push a pregnant lady down the stairs. Like, I didn't think I had to say that. I didn't know we worked at a library. I thought I was supposed to help people laugh. You laugh.
See,
I find that funny. Yes,
I
Brent.
think that's funny because I believe I listened to a little bit of the first episode, and we're both Virgos, so that dark humor is perfect for Virgos.
I'm gonna say the worst
Like-
thing. It's not what I think. It's just what I think is gonna make you laugh.
It just comes out and happens. And when you're obsessed with like horror movies and scary things, the things that can come out of your mouth because you're just so like used to that and just normalized with it, like
I know. And being Virgos in her head, we're like, this is funny. If you don't think it's
Yeah.
funny, you're
Thank
wrong. Like,
Please thank God you didn't
Right.
say that when you were like secretly on an episode of Undercover Boss, because that would have sucked.
I know. I might have gotten a raise. I don't know. I got more money when I talk shit to people. That's why I can't go back to regular jobs. Because I'm like, I bartended for 9 years. I can't go to like Walmart and be like, "Hi, how are you?" It's not natural anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. How would you trans? Yeah. Mm-mm. 'Cause
People would come in and
couldn't
I'd-
imagine going back
People
to.
come in and I'd just be like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck do you want?" And they'd be like, "Ah, here's $20." Awesome.
That's yeah. Now that we know each other's darkest
Darkest-
fears and thoughts, we have to start actually having victims
I'm-
to off people. So who volunteers to be the first coroner? Has to be the darkest one in the group.
I think Kiwi should go
Well,
because
that's
he's so
racist.
dark he didn't even share.
What is it?
I heard ist, and I was like, don't tell me you called me racist. I was just gonna compliment your sweater.
I love this one, man. I love it so much.
It looks
Alright,
so
let's-
soft.
It does.
Like-
It actually is. It is. It is.
Like I could just snuggle with it or something.
Yeah, no, this is the type of. Yeah, I use this for mainly inside or when I'm traveling because this is that comfy. I don't really take it out in public.
Is it
All right.
cashmere? How bougie
I have
are
no
you?
clue.
You don't know?
It's
It
it's
is
soft.
the finest of the Appalachian wool. So
Exactly.
get it right, Jessica.
I know. I'm a garbage person
Alright.
when it comes to fashion. I know 3 words.
All right, so we're gonna start with this. The person who habitually talks over you.
That's all of us.
happens a lot on this podcast, apparently.
It's been one of those things I've been trying to work on a lot, and I'm having such a hard time actually making it work.
Oh, by the way, so everybody can have 10 cards at any given time. I mean, yeah.
And if you're smart enough to keep your stash off screen, we won't know if you're
Right.
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 Speaking
Let
of
me
which,
just go find like every movie reference out of the deck real quick.
I'm gonna go with stab to death with a spoon because that sounds fitting.
It does. It does.
Jack, you still haven't watched Rick and Morty, have
Oh.
you? You.
There's just so many shows, and also the editing on this thing. We thought, we're just gonna
It's a
gonna
lot.
click publish. Nope. And the amount of curse words that we have to take out.
Do we
It's
have
a
to
lot.
censor ourselves on some
Huh?
platforms? Do we have to censor ourselves on some platforms?
On Spotify, I think we can be as explicit as we want. Just
Well,
there's like an
yeah.
option.
Music. The only one that you have to worry about is YouTube, and it's the first like minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Trust me, I have a podcast, so I get all that, and I
Yeah.
am the editor of that podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the first like minute and a half is the intro, and then the music, and then that's it, and then it's the episode. Because I'm like, no, not dealing with all that.
Me and my
Yeah.
friends have talked about making a podcast. We always joke about it whenever it's like we're gonna make it, we're gonna do it, because like we stream every so often, and it's like the name of the podcast is gonna be Too Many Brothers in a Room, and it's just one of those
Oh.
things. It's like you realize that we're just gonna get censored kicked, right? Like we're not actually releasing anything if we do this. It's gonna be a censor ban immediately.
It just
But it's
brings
like-
out
It's the best podcast. It's like I know. But they don't
brings
like
out
it.
so many innuendos that could be
That's the point.
interpreted in so many different ways. But yeah, and then also we didn't want to censor people because I think that's if that's who you are, that's who you are, right? Then we won't be having fun if I'm like, hey, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is the place to say anything you want.
I'll
So,
say what I want.
yeah.
Fuck,
Anyway.
retard.
I thought Jack was the one in Texas.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Alright, so who else got a card?
So
Yeah.
I got a card.
Uh,
Swallowed by a malfunctioning escalator.
Mm.
I like that. Slowly, feet first.
It just makes me think of Final Destination 4, because that happens.
Mhm.
I'm like, that would be rough. But if it's somebody that's cutting you off and you're just on the escalator, you know,
It's a quick little step around
just-
here. So
oh,
you
no.
get caught up. I'm gonna just
And wouldn't it be funny if you know exactly when it's gonna happen, so then you just step
Oh,
back a
no.
little bit?
oh yeah, and because you get the premonition, and
I'm just gonna step back over here.
At least for me, I think I would do that. I know it's gonna happen, so I would just step back, watch it happen. But if it actually really happens, then I'll be like, oh shit.
I'd like to speak
Yeah,
over them
I
while
could
they're free.
imagine how gruesome that would be.
I'm just trying to
Mine would
imagine how
be-
much you fucked up by just getting caught in the escalator. It's like, what did you do to get caught? 'Cause this doesn't happen normally. So what did you do? You deserve this. I'm sorry.
you cheated death.
Remember when a certain brand of footwear keeps getting stuck in the elevator? I mean the escalator, and it got ground up. I didn't want to say the brand because I didn't want to,
Just don't want to out
but
them
it's
for
the soft
having a-
kind.
It's like you made them. They're so versatile that even an escalator can eat them up. It's like it's not what you want. That's not a marketing scheme you want.
No.
Alright, Jack, what's your card?
Yeah, I would want to off the person that keeps talking over me by them downing a bleach cocktail. They gotta bleach that mouth.
I like that one.
I'm just straightforward and to the point, because if they do it to me, they're probably doing it overall. So I'd say public hanging.
This is a little bit more personal
all
for
Ultimately,
me.
it's a
minor,
satisfaction.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more personal for me. Like if it next time it were to happen, like I just don't want to take the time to invest all this time and make sure we get everybody in the square for the public hanging or other stuff. I just want to end it immediately, so I'm gonna go with stabbing with the spoon. They're like, oh yeah,
Yay!
so everything's pretty cool.
I'm not sure if Sparks had her. Sparks, did you have your card?
I did. It was swallowed by a malfunctioning escalator.
Oh, that's right. We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Where did my brain go?
Your brain went to host mode. You're trying to make sure everybody got in on it.
I like everybody to get inside,
Ooh.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Terrible.
Jess was like, I'm out of here. Goodbye. I'm never going to be on the podcast again.
I'm trying.
It was great.
I heard I won.
You
Yeah,
did.
you
Yeah.
Did win.
It should be who wants to volunteer next?
Okay.
Sparks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll play the corner. Why not?
Okay. You got whoever wants to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Oh. All right. The victim is going to be the Uber driver who asks personal questions.
I want them to die sleeping in a hot car. Because I just moved from Arizona. I'm like, that sounds right.
From Arizona, yeah, that makes sense.
Don't go there. Just drive through. Drive through straight to Mexico. Mexico was beautiful and the people were nice.
I would kill them with kindness.
Oh, you.
Aw.
Only because I know it's like super creepy when they do that, but at the same time you think about it, like why do they want to have conversation so much? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Or they just wanted somebody to talk to. Because sometimes
I
they
kind
get
I
really
kind of feel
personal.
like. Oh yeah, I kind of feel like this though is the person that forgot to mark that they wanted a quiet ride, or they did mark it, and then this Uber driver just doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's kind of my idea of it.
I used to get on Ubers a lot when I was still active as a flight attendant from the airport to my house, and I always mark it, but sometimes I guess they're not checking because, like, you know, getting off that trip, like I don't want. I've been talking to hundreds of people the last 4 days. I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. But then at the same time, like you think like they might just want to have, you know, somebody to
You're
talk to.
just lonely.
And then they become creepy, but like, can I have your number? I'm like, no. Let me out now.
So, how long you lived here? Is that your house?
Right,
That's a big
right. Oh
house.
my goodness.
What do you do for it?
Okay, we're
I know
going
where
back
you
to
live now.
deliverance.
I'm gonna go
I
with
feel so old. I didn't even.
choked from swallowing their own lipstick while driving.
Oh.
I'm just
Did that really
imagining. I'm just imagining just like the one hand, knee, and then just trying to get it done right, and then just boom, right to the back of the throat.
Just, do you ever do your makeup while you're driving?
No, I'm so lazy. And I had a lady ask me at the Dollar Tree about makeup, and I was like, I put it on once, and then I forget about it. Like by 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'm gonna look like shit because I'm too lazy to even reapply makeup. Like I don't want to, especially lipstick. It's like wax on your lips. I don't like it. Not all of it, but most of it to me.
I just see it all the time. Or like, I know people who get ready in their car, and I don't know how they do that.
I don't either.
Especially flight attendants, they get ready in the car. I'm like, do you curl your hair in there? And like, I don't know what they do. But on the way to the airport, how do you do it?
So I'm thankful that it's like I don't do any of that. It's like I wake up and this is what you get.
I woke up like this. Gavin got it on.
I wake up, I do what I need to do, and then I go to bed the same way I woke up. If you don't like it, well, there's probably a reason you're not talking. So
At least it's easier. I had this conversation with somebody about like, because I used to have to ride my bike into work because I didn't have a car, and I didn't want to do my freaking makeup. I bartended at a VFW. It was a bunch of old people. They were blind anyways, but I stopped doing my makeup because I was riding a bike in. Like, why? And they'd still they'd compliment me and be like, "Oh, your skin looks nice," but like, why didn't you put on any mascara? Why didn't you put this on? Like,
What? They
one,
tell
you're
you
wearing too
that?
much makeup. Next, you're not wearing enough makeup, and it's like, and even women will do that. Like the older women would be like, "Oh, you look so tired today." I'm like, "Cause I didn't put on mascara." Like, fuck off, Becky.
It's
That
also,
is like-
if I'm tired, leave me alone.
Yeah, you look old. Like,
That is the greatest shade you could tell a flight attendant, right, Raf? Is like,
Yes.
you look tired.
You
I
look
just started my
alive
shift.
today.
Oh, yeah, no, I would never, like, no, you don't tell somebody that. You look like not a random stranger. Like, I'll go to my friends, I'll be like, why you tired? Why you look tired? Like, I'm not gonna ask a random, like, stranger or flight attendant on a flight, just, you look really tired, are you
No,
okay?
I'm telling you, these people don't have boundaries.
no boundaries.
Like,
oh,
No shit.
oh,
Yeah,
the joy
they'll
of
tell
working
you
with
whatever.
the public.
Yeah.
That's when you start to give them like the backhanded compliments. It's like, "Oh, you look really tired today." It's like, "Oh, I am." By the way, I am not a fan of your shirt at all, but for some reason, it looks good on you.
Maybe you should have sized up.
Oh no,
Is that a
that's
medium?
for sure.
Good luck
Like,
getting your,
these hands are ready
good luck
to eat
getting
for
your
everyone.
graham
Okay, so-
crackers or pretzels.
Hands are
I
ready to
mean,
be friends.
I wouldn't
That's
pull
all I
off
gotta say.
that shirt and pants combo, but I mean, you do you, boo boo.
Exactly.
Who
Listen,
you boo?
listen, Boo Boo Kachu. Okay.
Is that a Pokemon? I haven't gotten that one.
Yeah, super rare.
It's up there with the new rarity,
So rare.
Babushka.
Exactly.
It's the witch line of Pokemon.
Devin, have you chosen your death?
Yeah, because I will fall asleep in a car ride after waking up from 8 hours sleep. So if you're talking to me, I hope you just get screwed by pipes from rear-ending a plumber's truck.
Make sure you're lying down so you don't get involved.
Yeah, I'm just like, yep, crash. What happened? I don't know. Maybe you should have been paying attention to the road instead of my life.
Wasn't paying attention because was looking at you like, he is so cute when he sleeps like that. Oh my god.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh!
I wonder if his
Like,
neck hurts with his head just being all the way down and then just.
I think the one that I think is the best would be having choking on their lipstick. I just imagine that Uber driver just being like, I have to look presentable for these random strangers that I'm gonna be picking up, and just driving to the location and just like putting it on and just imagine.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Wait, so Jess has one. Kiwi has one. Anybody else have one?
No.
So just 2 rounds for now. All
Just
right.
those 2 rounds.
Let's do Davin on this one, and I'll go last.
This wasn't personal. Your high school bully.
Mm.
Can I play a card just because, or like is that asking too much? Let me just search the deck.
You want to
real
go on a
quick.
rant? Do it.
My life was one of those funny ones where it's like being a bigger guy and just like getting bullied for that. But I was very quiet as a kid, and then it's just like it went from quiet to I grew up to I became a bit of a bully to I realized, no, this is stupid, you're a fucking idiot. Being better than that. But then still being a 6 foot 280 football and rugby player who it's like people would talk about, but no one would say it to my face, because it's now at the point where it's like, oh, this is what happens when you're actually strong. People act like they like you and respect you, but they'll say shit behind your back, and if you ever step out, for the most part, they run away. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm okay with just being quiet again and just not caring about those people's opinions.
It's a balance for sure. Like even with my experience with school was I got bullied, and I feel like when you find that window of like, oh, I found power on something, from something, and then you exercise it because almost kind of like a revenge thing, but then you suddenly realize like you're just cheating yourself because the revenge thing doesn't really satisfy you. Like it will just make you feel awful about yourself. Yeah. 'Cause I know I became a bully once because of that.
I
Yeah,
had the
that's
potential to become a bully, but
Sorry,
we'll
what?
go to the cards. No, it's fine.
No, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go
Oh.
ahead, Sparks.
No, so whenever I was in this is before I got to high school, I was bullied, and then I got to high school and I became a bitch. And I had all the potential in the world because I was the secret monger in my school. I knew everybody's secrets because I was in everybody's little like groups, and I was like, "Fuck with me, and I will ruin you." I had the potential, but it never happened because nobody tried to come for me after that, because I think they all realized that I knew everything about them.
Yeah,
They
you're
knew nothing about
the
me.
most dangerous person in that school for
Yes.
sure.
I was very much.
It's weird for me because when I was small, I was mentioning this in a different episode that had come out with Jack and me, that I was an incredible super introvert, and to the point where I feared girls. Like I could not talk to one. The only reason why I would talk to one is because I forgot, and so I would just ask the nearest person, which was the girl that was sitting in front of me, if she can lend me a pencil. But then later on, let's say 7th, 8th, and 9th, I don't know what happened. I became like one of the popular kids, but subsequently, it led me to bully a couple people, and it was never, at least as far as I know, it was never anything extremely harsh. But then later on, something happened to one of the girls, and I was like, I gotta stop this. This is not right. This is this is not who I am to my core. So
Yeah.
and funny thing is that
It's-
later on I changed schools. I found some of the people that I was in the school previously with, and yeah, we talked it out, and you know, ever since then we've been super cool.
Isn't that funny that, yeah, like even that's how
Right.
the media portrays it, is the popular kids are the bullies, and obviously like we imitate it in real life. But then when you look back when you were in high school or grade school and you thought that you were popular, but that stage in your life you're actually struggling inside. That's that, you know, that's why you're like lashing out. So I look back and I'm like, wow, I was stupid. that was super stupid to do those things, you know. Anyway, what do
Sorry,
you
I didn't mean to be
I have-
distracted. It's just the pup's currently on his back, twisted, head going one way, body turned the other way, and I'm just looking at him like a contortionist. It's like, what are you doing and how are you asleep?
It's the way
Oh,
of the
that
dog
weird little frenzy that they get into where they like,
Yeah.
they're like the exorcist
They're-
dog.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
super
but-
comfy right now.
Yep.
Aw.
Super comfy, but like
Yeah.
it just looks like he's just been in an accident, just completely contorted. It's like, and I'm also trying to make sure he doesn't fall off the couch right now because that's the last thing he needs.
All right, so for the card,
yeah.
I'm gonna go with your high school bully. And I picked this one because I think it's really funny how they're always acting super tough, but it's always the most minuscule thing that can break them down. So I'm gonna go with they got stung by a bee.
I like that one.
It's always the most smallest thing. It's like,
so
Oh,
simple.
look at you, Mr. Tough
It
Guy.
is so simple,
I got you.
but it works so well.
It works. It works. Yeah.
Mine would be impaled to the chest with a flagpole, because I grew up in the Philippines, and back in the Philippines you always have a flag ceremony every day, where like the entire school would be gather in a, we call it the quadrangle, like a square, and so the entire school would be there and like sing national anthems and do our oath to our country and stuff. And that's where they do like announcements for like what's happening that day. And I feel like it would be really great to see them waving up there. The morning
Everyone
ceremony.
just goes on
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
just they're just
Anyway, it's Spark's turn to reveal her card.
Yeah. So I decided I saw this, and then I'm just now remembering all these movies because I'm like, oh, this happened in that. And I found the ultimate get rid of your bully card, and it's the 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Uh,
The one that I pulled, like I saw that in my hand, and I was like, oh, because they just announced that Kill Bill Volume 3 is going to be
I just
coming
gonna say
out.
that.
And I
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness.
oh my gosh. And I literally just rewatched those like in the past like month. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. Right. Volume 3 is going to come out and
after a decade.
it's going to be
Like-
great.
We're sitting here, it's like, it's been 84 years and they're releasing the volume. Wait, there's one there.
For you.
All right, your turn, Jess.
I know, before they cut me off again. Passed out drunk at the beach. But it's a different bully than the ones that I told you about that made fun of my Dumbo ears. This one used to call me a poodle. I don't know why.
Poodle?
They just said I look like dog. So I hope they get drunk and they pass out at the beach
Really?
and die from
Dying.
sunburn.
That's a painful
Okay, I
death.
guess.
Sunburn is awful.
Dude, yes. Summer is so fucking old.
As somebody that has had a 3rd-degree sunburn, would not recommend it.
I had
At all.
fried beans fall on my hand once, and that was terrible. They thought I was gonna need skin
Yeah.
grafts.
That was unfun. Yeah, as like
Beans.
a culinary kid, like I have one immediately on my wrist. It's from the oven. It's just a permanent scar I have on my wrist. I have burn marks on my forearm, which cover some of my tattoo. I have burn marks, bruises, and just like a bunch of other things. I'm just like, you do something, it's just like, nope, it's just there forever. It's like, oh, okay.
You just
Like,
wake
it's
up
part of my
and
body
bruises.
now.
So you're bad at scars.
Yeah, I'm just like, I wake up, I got scratches, bruises. I'm one of those kind of people, and it's just like, well, hopefully it goes away.
You can make up like epic stories about them. Like, oh, I got this scar from
Like,
a
Wanna
lion
know
trying
how I got
to eat.
these scars?
yeah. I don't think it'll show up on the camera, but like on my one tattoo, just all the darker marks. Yeah, that's all burn marks from just from a baking sheet coming out of the oven and just like holding it and just like drop down onto my forearm, and it's like, oh, well, that hurt. And it's like,
No.
oh, that left a mark. It's not fun. It was
Yeah.
worse because like it was over the heart completely, and I was really upset about it. And then when it scabbed over and actually healed, it reduced down enough that it got off the heart, and like the ink didn't like deteriorate or anything. And that's what I'm more happy about. Like, I don't care. I burned myself. It's like, it's my tattoo, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
but you paid
like money for that.
Like,
I want that to be shown. I'm like, the scar, I don't care. It's like, still cover the tattoo. But yeah,
All right.
but this one's
Time
hard
for decision.
because I'm simply for the patriotism. I'm gonna have to go with Jack's hung up on a flagpole because like there's something like just surreal about like you just seeing them up there and just like, yeah, no, that's deserved, and just going on with your day, not a care in the world. But it's like not a care in the world. I care about that, but like, no,
It's
my
like
day's going better now.
I could imagine, like, you know how like teachers would set an example. That's how I imagine it.
You see what really?
It's like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of everyone bullying. If you don't bully, that's what's gonna happen to you. And you just look at it, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like, Miss Teacher, is he supposed to be bleeding like that? Yes. Okay.
I like the accent. I like the accent.
I do too.
It's like, why is your school known as the Blood Rose School? Well, you see, one of the bullies got too hard with one of the kids and almost killed him, and then the teacher strung him up from the flagpole, and his blood fell on all the roses and turned them into blood roses. So we just changed the name of the school to kind of hide the story.
There you go. Bullies end up in spikes in that school.
It's the only school ever known to actually like discipline the bullies.
Zero tolerance. bullying.
Seriously. Anyway,
Your turn, Jack.
I'm really excited about this one. Is the next victim is the biggest know-it-all.
I want them to be ravaged by a drove of pigs. And while they're screaming out, they're like, you know they can eat me in 30 minutes or less, right? They're just shouting facts out before they die.
This one's hard because like I wouldn't class myself as a know-it-all, but like I'm just one of those who, like, I know a lot of things randomly for no reason. Like there's things I know a lot about, and then there's just things that I know.
Yeah, I imagine a know-it-all and knowing a lot of things. They're completely different things, because to me
I
a
think that
know-it-all is somebody who makes up stuff to appear like they know stuff, you know, like they would forgo truth just to puff off their chest. That's how I look at know-it-alls. It's like, you're wrong, but you're saying it confidently so that people will believe you, but I see through you, kind of thing.
Yeah. Now the actually people, they can go to hell. That I'm not. No.
I'm gonna go with, since they're a biggest know-it-all, slips on ice, splatters their brain on the sidewalk. I'm sorry, if you're the biggest know-it-all, you know ice is slippery. Why the fuck are you walking there? And I'm glad it happened to you.
To match that energy, I don't even know if I'm gonna say this right, but peritonitis. You're a know-it-all. What did you get? How'd you die? Tell me so I can know, so I can laugh at you. Do I know what that is? No, but you can tell me how'd you die.
Explain it to me.
Yeah.
You could just be
Google
that
it
person
later
at the
because
hospital.
it's really gross.
Yeah. Be that one person at the hospital. Yeah, tell me how you died. The doctors won't say it, so you tell me, Mr. Know-it-all. You're the one in the hospital bed, not me.
I
Yeah.
feel like this card works very well because of the last word. And it's ripped to shreds by Blue. Hashtag clever girl.
I like it.
Yes.
I'm so mad he died in the movie, but it's such an iconic line and scene. It's hard to argue against it.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
even see people wear t-shirts that says hashtag clever girl, and it has nothing to do with the movie. Like they just took the line because it's funny.
just the smartest guy on the
watched
island.
movie a few nights ago with my girlfriend, and I remember the scene because I told her about this. Like, me and my friends, we commented on this a long time ago, and like they make the call for the helicopter, has that one scene, and immediately you see them at the helicopter and they leave. And I remember I was having a conversation with some friends, and it was like, they just called the helicopter. How did it show up that fast? And for some reason, out of my mouth, without thinking about it, I was like, life moves a lot faster when you're white.
Wow. I was gonna say, like, I wish my Uber comes that quick, but you took it to the very next level.
I ain't even mad at it.
I'm gonna go with clever girl. That would be an interesting way to die when you're a know-it-all.
Oh, you're a know-it-all? How do you survive a velociraptor attack?
Yeah.
Survive a what? Yeah. It's like, oh, well, you didn't know it all, I guess.
Alright, so next card is gonna be the Mormon boys who banged on your door while you were banging your neighbor's husband.
When I first read that card, I immediately was like, this is way too specific. This has to have a story. There's no way you just made this out of the blue. There's something here. It's...
There was a story, but it was It was not Mormon boys, obviously. It was something else. And I wasn't banging my neighbor's husband. That's for sure. Anyway. Mormon
Well, you know what?
boys.
You know what 2 Mormon boys deserve? They deserve an invite to the red wedding.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to come knock on
Mine
my
would-
door when I'm doing this?
Mine would be LASIK surgery gone wrong, so they don't see what's happening. When I open the
No,
door.
I had like oh my gosh, whenever I first watched that scene, and I watched it in theaters in 3D.
Ugh.
So like apparently that night my mom was like, you were saying so many things like, no, I don't want to get LASIK eye surgery. You cannot make me. I'm not getting it done. And like because of that scene from that movie, oh my gosh.
I have an irrational fear of it too. Because you know how like, they say like, oh, no, it's 95% successful, and I'm like, well, I don't want to be the 5%.
Yeah, it's like the sinus like surgery that you can get to like fix your nose if your sinuses are like all like hooked and like messed up.
Yeah.
And it's like a 30% success rate. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let them break my nose.
That's not a
Fix it.
majority.
And then it not work at all.
And also,
Yeah.
and also with that, with
I
the,
decided that everybody on that card was about to be a victim.
yeah, and also, my girlfriend, she actually had surgery on her nose. I forgot what the percentage was, but there's a percentage that she can't smell. So like every time not every time, but usually when her dog farts or whatever, she has no idea. She can't smell it, and I'm the only one that's suffering in the fucking house.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
that's nice.
Well, that's lucky for her. Like,
Yeah,
Because
unfortunate, but lucky.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my dogs when they fart, they love to sit on the back of the sofa, so it's like direct hit, man. When they do that, so I
I
can just
wonder if that's a
imagine.
golden doodle thing. Because you said you have 1 or 2 golden doodles.
I have 1 golden doodle, and then the older dog, she's 7. She's Aussie, Australian Shepherd, and Black Malt Cur. So she's
Okay.
short-haired, but she has the Australian Shepherd coloring.
Yeah,
And
my parents' golden doodle loves to sit on the back of their couch too. And I've never really seen any other dog do it other than golden doodles. And I'm like, I wonder if it's just a doodle thing.
my girlfriend's dog.
I
is just
thought
like,
she learned it
because-
from the.
because my girlfriend's dog will literally we'll sit at the sofa and like further away from us to the side will be like the fan. This dog will literally run across the fan as she's farting, or she'll stand for a moment in front of it, or walk away. And once it hits me,
She
I look
knows.
at her, and she's always giving me this look, like she's always giving me that look. I was like, "You fucking dick! Such an asshole!" It's always gives me that
Yeah.
Oh
look.
my
Like,
gosh.
I think our golden doodle learned to stay on the back of the sofa from our older dog. But on that note, when they give you that look, my dogs, they're annoying because they would have the audacity to like when all of us smell their fart, right? And then they would leave because
Oh
there's
yeah.
the fart smell. I'm like, the audacity, that was your fart. And now you're leaving and look at us like we farted. Yeah, so
Lord.
all right, so
It's alright.
going back, I think we're missing Jack. I think
I've not done mine.
I did
Okay.
basic surgery. Gone
yes,
wrong.
Yeah.
it's more
I
expensive.
decided everybody on that card was a victim. I decided everybody on that card was a victim because if that happens, it's just over. So I did a plane crash. just plane crashes. Everybody is going out because, yeah,
But they were having a great time.
they
No.
were until they knocked on the door and it was the Mormon church, and at that point, everybody just got to go. Everybody got to go. It's
Yeah,
over.
no, I think I'm just gonna go with. I think I'm gonna have to go with the plane crash because, to be honest, I don't want to suffer. If I'm gonna go out, just take me out immediately.
Really, in the middle of doing it, you want to die in a plane crash?
Well, you want to get
Man.
invited to a red wedding where people start slitting throats and stabbing you? I'd rather just be taken out immediately. The LASIK surgery, I have all this hope is like, oh, I don't have to wear these stupid glasses anymore. Now I'm blind. No, just take me out.
I
with
see
the
it.
crash.
I think so. Wait, Sparks, you have what now? 3?
F3.
What? She's beating us. I think it's your turn too.
It is. So the victim is the coworker who won't shut up.
Smell
I have a
Pup
good
sees a
one.
ghost or something. He's barking at nothing.
Mine would be trapped in a collapsing building while they're talking.
Yes.
Mine
I
is somewhat
imagine that
similar
happening.
because they're talking. And it would be falls into a manhole and breaks their neck. That would be mine. Because they're just
Mine's
talking. They fall
because
into
they're
a
trying
manhole.
to talk and they don't understand. Mine is eaten by cannibals from the Amazon.
Ooh.
Have you guys seen that movie Green Inferno?
Oh, I was literally about to say, I was like, the Green Inferno.
I haven't
Oh my
watched it,
goodness.
but like I've seen clips and everything of it. And,
Eli
yeah.
Roth does not care what he puts in his movies, and I love it. Like,
It's-
'cause that is
it's
a really
crazy.
good movie.
And apparently it does exist. And like I've been to the Amazon too, and I asked about it, and those people exist, but they're
Oh, yeah.
it's a very rare occasion because they're deep in there. So like very few people actually see them.
As
Yeah.
nice as the Amazon is, I don't think I'd want to be that deep in it anyways.
But you have to be deep in there to see like the real wild animals. And when we were there, we were looking to find jaguars, and we did find one. But yeah, we were deep in there, and I got scared for a little bit because they said sometimes those people go hunt in groups, so they would go to the lodge sometimes, and that's scary AF.
Yeah, that's closer than you
Yeah.
want to be.
Yeah.
I feel like the Amazon, the being eaten by cannibals, I think that's the best. I think
take
that's the best one because they
I'll
won't be
take my pity
quiet
point.
long enough to stay hidden,
True.
and those
I agree
cannibals
with
are
that.
gonna find them.
Low key, I would really be like, that's what you get for not shutting the fuck up.
It's literally what happens in the Green Inferno.
You're just
Like,
literally
one of them
lying there
literally
under
gets
like a
killed because
banana
they
leaf.
will
and
not
it's
be
like,
quiet.
it's like all you
Not
gotta do
under
is stop.
banana leaf.
All you gotta do is stop talking. All you gotta do is stop talking, and you just see them get dragged off. Yeah, see, that's what you get for not shutting up. Just
See,
hiding
and this
under a
might
banana
go
leaf.
to like how dark I actually am. I'm a big fan of slasher films. Like out of the horror genre, that is my like top like subgenre of horror is slasher.
I don't know how old you are, but do you follow the Scream saga?
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah, that was my childhood
much.
favorite. Scream.
very much. That is Ghostface is my favorite slasher because he is so comedic. Like that character is it's so comedic in a way, and it's different than any other slasher that like we have. And this is how dark I truly am. I always wanted something like that to happen in my hometown to see if I could survive. That was literally the only reason, is just to see if I would survive.
Do you think you would survive?
I think I would survive. Yeah, I know enough of the rules to know. I think I would. I think I would survive. I think I would.
I don't think I won't. I mean, I don't think I will.
I think I would. It's one of those like I know enough of the rules and I know enough to not be like dumb in a horror movie that I think I would make it.
It's weird because like depending on like how you look at it, especially like when and how it's being happening, it's like it's either really easy to survive or it's just complete dumb luck.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when you're being targeted, I don't think. Yeah, you'd be. I don't know.
It's
You
either
just
you're
have to
lucky
make
enough and
yourself
you
the
know,
main
or
character
Yeah.
because the main character cannot die until you get to the requel.
It just means, yeah, you just need to have main character energy.
Yeah, all the time.
Whose turn is it? Is it
I
Davin?
believe that'd be me.
I think
Yeah.
it's Davin. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, our next victim, the friend who borrows your things but never to return. Yeah, sorry. The friend who borrows your things never to return.
Let's see what we have here. Oh, I have one. Boiled alive in the hot spring.
All right, so we're making soup.
There was a movie that really stuck with me. I think it was Dante's Speak. Was a volcano was about to erupt, and then people were going to the hot springs, and they got boiled alive. I think that's from my childhood too. So you guys probably don't remember it.
No, it sounds familiar, but I don't know if I'm thinking of a different movie or not. Because I think I'm thinking of the one. I think it's called Ash or something. It's like this is the problem when he's like when you like your knowledge of just like I've seen a bunch of movies, I listened to a bunch of songs. It's like what's the name of them? It's like
When you
Correct.
say Ash,
Windows
I
94
can-
loading screen.
When you say Ash, all I can think about is two characters. One for Pokemon, Ash Ketchum, and then number two would be Ash from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But yeah, like from this movie, all like biggest death scene I remember is because basically it was a movie about if Yellowstone was to erupt, and it was just like, it was the scientists, they were talking to each other. The one was in a hotel, and then because of the ash on the roof, it collapsed and killed him. And it's like, that's the only scene in that movie I remember. Do I remember the movie at all? No. Do I remember that scene though? Yes.
There are towns in the Philippines that were located close to volcanoes, and every time the volcanoes erupt, the towns get covered in the ashes, right?
Yeah.
And then people would come back and would still live there. I actually visited one of those places, and you can see, like in Catholic churches, they always have a big cross on top of the church and
The
on the bell
steeple.
tower and stuff.
Yeah.
So when we visited, it was you can only see the bell tower and the cross from the roof of the church.
Oh, wow.
And that, like, they just built a new road around it, and people built new houses on top of the buried buildings. And I could only imagine, like, maybe, I don't know, 100 years from now, and archaeologists dig them, they'd be like, oh, it's like a city over a city over a city. That would be crazy. Yeah.
It's like
Talking about-
skyscraper. It just looks like they built the city on top of each other.
Yeah.
Talking about holy
very
divinity,
interesting.
I'm gonna go with struck by lightning twice.
Ooh, that's just pure unlucky. I chose they trips on their new shoes, falls down the stairs. Because if they borrow something
Good,
from you,
good.
it's new to them.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying good, because
can
like
see that
if you got
happening.
money to buy shoes, especially if they're Jordans can cost money. And if you got new Jordans but you're asking me for a phone charger, nah, fuck you, man.
No, but what if they borrowed your Jordans and then never return it?
Yeah,
And
'cause
I'll-
they fell down the stairs and died. And then you just go to the coroner's office and you go, those are my shoes.
Yeah,
Now
Or-
back.
Those back. Thank
Or
you.
you're at the scene and then you take the shoes and then you walk away.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
just
there you
slip
go.
these off.
Yep.
Or if it happened in like an apartment complex, I would hear it, see what happened, take off the shoes, and then call 911.
Say, how do
Yep.
you fall down
And
the
you wouldn't even
stairs?
say, "My
Stepped on
friend."
the socks. Oh, no, man.
Somebody fell down the stairs. I don't know who they are.
They don't have shoes.
Yeah, I don't
on.
know. He said he was
Right.
he was gonna get something from the car, and I heard a tumbling, and voila.
All right, Devin.
I think I'm gonna have to go with struck with lightning twice. Your first mistake was taken from me with the intent to not return it, and then not actually returning it is your second mistake. So you get 2 bolts.
That's that's poetic.
Poetic justice.
I tried.
Whose turn is it? Is it mine?
It's yours.
Yep.
Oh, cool. I've been preparing this for a little while now. The 1%.
Oh my god. Can I play the deck? A card for each person within the 1%.
All right, I have my card.
I thought you were quiet because you were like, I'm part of the 1%.
No, oh, no, I ain't part of that. They don't get an exciting death. They just choked on chewing gum.
Oh,
That's it.
They, for me, got killed during a hangout / business meeting. So they got hit by a golf ball.
Ooh,
a very posh way to
country
die.
club.
Yeah, I died at a golf club.
Right
I
there
mean,
at
a
the
golf.
temple.
I'm a bit more devious, and I feel like they deserve a lot more. So I am going to use my devise your own death card, and I am going to give them the berserk treatment. They are all gathered together by one person, and to have all of their bodies and souls tormented by devils and killed and eaten.
Was this part of a
It's
ritual? The 1%.
Yeah, so like if you know the anime Berserk, then like you know exactly the scene I'm talking about. But yeah, so like in comparison, if you don't know it, it's just all the 1% gathered up and then transported into one of the realms of hell, and then just demons coming out of the walls, the floor, everywhere, and just killing them, ripping them apart, drinking their blood, eating them, and they all feel as a one person.
I've learned about that anime for quite a while, and I still haven't gotten around to see it. But now that this is mentioned twice in like a span of a few months, like I really have to check it out. I love
It's-
stories like that.
It's something.
Yeah.
When you said the berserk
It is
treatment,
something.
I thought you were gonna say like the very first opening scenes, like
No
whatever
one
fucking-
deserves to go through what Guts went through.
True.
Maybe the 1% does. Okay, I take it back. Maybe the 1% deserves it, but like, I cannot physically with my mind say that like I want that person to be treated like Guts was. It's like, no, nobody deserves that.
Okay,
Griffin,
because
though.
you have created a very compelling visual on that one. I could just imagine, because you know how like there are rumors that they're all part of one organization and they're all gathered and stuff. So
We're going
yeah,
back to that
that's-
Illuminati.
Yeah. Let's do the birthmark treatment.
Oh, I'm just playing.
So I think Sparks has 3.
I'm at 3.
I have 1. Raph has 2.
And I
And
also have
Devin
two.
has 1. Oh, you have 2.
You gave me my
Devin has
second one.
11 has 2.
Man, I gotta keep up. I think it's your turn, Kiwi.
Oh shit. Okay. Ooh, the screaming baby on the plane.
No, baby.
The baby. The little baby. The baby.
This will sound so bad. I mean, because I already used the kindness card, so I don't have nothing. And maybe this would be the least horrifying death in my deck. Is drowns in a bucket of water.
Wow.
I feel so bad.
Wow. Jack, aka baby killer.
I tried to choose the most, like, I ain't do it, they didn't do it, it just happened. Should have been a better parent watching your baby, but bitten by a funnel web spider.
Ooh.
I feel like I went very dark with this because I have Beowulf rips off their freaking arms and sends them back to the marsh where they belong. Nobody else went dark. So, preface, I do not hate children. I just don't want any of my own. Babies are fine.
It's
So
like,
that's what I
hey,
say.
I don't
I have
hate
nothing
kids,
against children.
but fuck them kids.
Exactly.
So yes. Mhm.
Holy shit. That was good.
Yeah, you can go on.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Beowulf. You know,
This
it's like
is your
we're like
fault.
kids. We don't hate kids, but I'm just,
This is
you know.
your fault, man.
Look,
asked
you
for it.
pulled the card.
You did this. You did this.
There you go. Wow.
I have,
So Sparks has 4 now.
I'm at 4. Yeah.
Man.
I
Well, the
have a
great
really
thing
good
is,
card for that
if I go
baby killer.
next, okay. So the next victim is the person who is always overly cheerful.
Like the first card that spoke to me is barbecued alive in a car accident.
Wonder if they would still be cheerful.
I just imagine like a morning commute, and they'd be like, "It's a great day. Oh, hi neighbors. Hello."
Oh my gosh. That reminds me, there is an opening to an anime. It's called Zombieland Saga. And it's like idol zombie girls basically, but it starts out all normal and cheerful. She's getting ready, she has idol tryouts, she runs out of her house to go to school, and then instantly gets hit by a bus. Because she's like so excited, so happy, so cheerful, and it's in the first 5 minutes it happens, and it's like, oh my gosh. I watched that and I was like, oh my lord.
It's
It
kind of like the
reminds
show,
me of
The Boys. Have you seen it?
I haven't fully watched it, but that intro is.
Oh my gosh.
no personal moments. Like it reminds me of when you're super excited to go to work and you feel like you're on top of the world and you just feel so confident, and then you spill coffee on yourself, or like an important meeting, and then you realize like, oh shoot, I forgot my presentation. Like that's why it's giving me, is like when people are super cheerful, something is bound to happen.
Getting barbecued in a car.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna
this is
go
fine.
with
I'm okay with
Bad
this.
Salt Zombie eats their face off.
Oh my goodness. They're like, hi, how are you? How are you
Yeah.
doing? What's your name?
Well, good morning. Hi.
No.
Oh, if they want to be happy, they can be happy for someone else. Freddy turns them into his flesh puppet.
And then what would they do? What would Freddy make them do?
Whatever Freddy means.
Ooh, okay.
Probably make them be really mean to like everybody that they want to be nice to for a bit. Find a way to wipe that smile off their face.
I just
That-
keep imagining the barbecue.
Oh,
Really like the barbecue. I like the barbecue one. Ooh.
Wait, did
I
I
think
win?
I'm gonna have to go with the barbecue. Yeah, again, barbecued in a car. If you've never had that happen, I fell asleep in my car one day. This is when I was in college, and my car died, like the battery died, and it was like 90 something degrees outside, and my car tried to cook me alive. And I like woke up, I was like in like a dead sweat, and I was like, it was so hot, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, my car is trying to cook me alive. So I think that personal.
It's
That
amazing how
experience is like,
I've been there too. Like
definitely they are.
that when you open that door, that oxygen hits different, bro. Like,
oh yeah, it does.
because I had been driving overnight to go to an interview, and I got there. 30 minutes later was the interview. So once I was doing the interview and everything else, like 2 hours later, I got out. I had to drive another 6 hours back home. I was like, I'm exhausted. I don't feel well. Let me just take a nap. Ooh, let me tell you. Yep, that same thing. Dead sweat. And once you open that door, that oxygen hit just hits different, man.
It's
oh,
like
yes, it does.
it's like when you open the door of the plane. That's how
Yeah.
I feel. Like
Do you
when
know?
when we arrive and they open the door, it's like a completely different set of air, and
Yo,
it breathes life
When-
into you. That's for sure.
I remember going down to Cuba once, and it's like winter up in Canada, and then it's like, all right, it's like make sure you wear like shorts or something light. It's don't be hot when you get down there. It's like it is -8. I don't want to be wearing shorts. And then you get down there, and it's like, oh, I should have worn shorts.
Oh, that's right. You guys, I think Canadians and the Europeans, you don't have restrictions for Cuba, right?
No.
We have
Just
a
do
lot
it.
of hoops to jump to get there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
went there with my friends and we had to jump a lot of hoops.
It's just
See, I just need to move somewhere that doesn't have seasons. I'm not a fan of seasons because where I'm at, we get maybe 2 or 3 of the seasons. It's either really cold or it's humid and hot. And I just need to go somewhere where it's like a cool like 70 something degrees all the time. That's it.
I'm trying to think of a place, but I couldn't.
Colombia, Bogota.
Yeah.
Bogota, Colombia.
Mm.
Bogota,
There you
Colombia
go.
is basically like a giant air conditioner outside the entire time. Like during the day, it gets like 70s, the 80s, maybe 90s, but during the nighttime, it can go down to like 50s.
See, I don't care for heat. I don't care for it to be warm. I'm always cold. So
Me
I'm
too.
like hot. People are like, you don't want to live in the desert. And I'm like, yeah, I don't leave my house until it hits nighttime. Like, I would be fine. Like, give me that heat.
That's why I love living where I live. I live in Puerto Rico and I am fucking set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nicer
long
in
as you're
Texas
happy,
too, but apparently we just had a tornado the other day. I mean, yesterday actually.
We
We
know.
were-
Yeah.
We were doing the podcast, and because I had my headphones on, I didn't hear what was going on outside, and apparently it was crazy outside, and we got cut off. Thankfully, the recording got saved, so I'm like, oh my god, that was
as
like
long
2
as the
hours of
recording is
fun.
salvaged, let's
Yeah.
go.
But then, yeah, the results were wild. Like in downtown Houston, there was this one building, a glass building. One side of it was just whoop, no glass no
Gone.
more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a couple in Tennessee last week or earlier this week actually. It was like wild. The tornado valley has just shifted over to include us now, and I'm like, you need to go back. Go back the other way. Please.
And here I
Yeah,
am
it-
thinking that cold and ice are bad. It's better than a tornado.
No, I would definitely live. Where are you at in Canada?
Ontario, like the southern parts, like one of the more populated areas.
Because I used to go to Toronto a lot for Toronto Pride. You guys go wild.
They enjoy their Pride festivals. You can't stop them. Have
Anyway.
to find a time to go one year.
Whose turn is it? I completely forgot. I don't know what I'm.
I think it's,
I believe it is me.
yeah, believe
Yeah,
that because
yeah, yeah,
the person that's always cheerful in the barbecue in the car.
Yeah. So here's one. I never had this, but like to those of you who did have this, the teacher who called you stupid.
Mm,
Okay.
I've had it.
Wouldn't say I was smart, but like I did okay in school when I was younger, and then I grew up, and then mental illness and ADHD things started happening, and I stopped being good at school.
I thought I was so good at school when I was in the Philippines, but when I got here and I continued college in Chicago, that was when I felt super dumb because I was like culture shock basically. Like the
I can see
English
it,
that we
yeah.
spoke back in the Philippines is like formal English, right? So but here there's like sarcasm and irony all the time, and I couldn't really get it. So people would think that I was dumb because I don't get their sarcasm or their irony. So, and I had a teacher once that asked me, like, who told you that you can take this class? This was like an English writing class, right? At a university. And I'm like, it's my counselor prepared everything for me. so that I could, continue my education. And she's like, you shouldn't be on this class. You should be on the other class, like I think it was like writing 101. And I'm like, oh. Anyway,
Wow.
I did email her and I told her I felt like because I have an accent and I don't get your, I said I just got here. So like, because I have an accent and I don't get your sarcasm and irony and you expect me to write differently. I feel like I'm being discriminated. And I told her like, when I write, that's my voice. That's how I talk to. So for you to like say that, and I got an A, obviously.
You heard it here first, folks. It's like university teachers give you a hard time. Just tell them that they're wrong.
Just blackmail them.
It's like, no, this is how I write. That's not wrong.
Yeah, like this is my voice. Like when you're like younger, you're so confident, like you're oblivious to your limitations.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that would be a limitation. I mean, like you said, it's the way that you spoke. Like it's how it is. Like, and there's even people that are from here that still don't get the sarcasm and everything that people say sometimes. And I'm like, when they come to the South, that's when it's like they don't get the Southern like language, and they like, bless your heart is not a
I was thinking
compliment.
about that right
You should
now.
understand this.
It's like bless your heart. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
It's like, oh, that
no,
person's not for
honey, no.
And then once they say thank you, you just give them the look like, okay.
And then you say it again. It's like, oh, no.
Plus, I feel like university professors, they're always so by the book too, that they expect you to write in like grammatically correct and stuff like that, but we don't talk like that. And lately I learned, I took copywriting class, and they actually now encourage people to have run-on sentences or like incomplete sentences, or start your sentences with like and but, and like in traditional schools, like you were told, don't start your sentences with a preposition.
And don't start with but. And it's like, but I just did start a sentence with but it's wrong.
Well,
I did it twice
now
and it's a
like-
run-on sentence.
Yeah. And
Well, now it's like they don't teach cursive anymore.
True.
Right.
Just only to write your name. That's it now. To sign things.
That's all they
And I'm
need,
like,
right?
No.
but I
You
feel
only
like
need
they're
cursive for your name.
maybe they're catching up now, because how are you able to connect to people if you're, let's say you write a copy or advertisement that's like so grammatically correct, but that doesn't really reflect how people talk in real life. So then there will be a disconnect. So I think like if there's a slight shift on that matter, but yeah, anyway.
It makes me think of like those jokes where everyone always goes back to Old English. And it's like, yes, Thompson, first, so we shall now send these scallywags off to the goons.
Original English.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Must you mock me for how I speak?
Henceforth,
How are we killing our teachers?
do you bite your thumb at me, sir? I bite my thumb, but I not bite my thumb at you.
That's nothing but poppycock.
Anyway,
I'm gonna go
that
with.
teacher should.
Oh, go
you,
ahead.
go,
Sorry.
you go ahead. I think mine is more epic.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, Lamo 5000 is gonna go first. Thank you for that, Jack. They win the lottery in a quaint New England town where the townsfolk stones them to death as an annual sacrificial rite.
The
Mhm.
village. Okay. Good
I
lord.
mean, it fits because
It's for an English teacher too, ironically.
Right,
Just
right, if you're
perfectly
thinking
works
about
with
it.
the story.
yeah, like let's just do the short story on you.
It does. I'm giving them nightlock berries
Mm.
as a gift.
Okay.
Or like
They're just
night
going
club
out in
berry pie.
class. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's gotta be quiet now because Mr. Epicness is about to go. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Since this teacher has their head up in their ass, they have to have the sherry enema.
That was fucking dumb.
Oh, there's a lot of build up.
That was a lot of build up for nothing.
Oh my
It
God.
makes sense. They have to do an enema for that.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
I can't
That was
take
great.
it, Jack. I can't even think
That
of the
build
other
up
two.
was
Yeah,
great.
just take it.
For
Take it.
just an enema.
See?
All that is like, I can't think. Just take it. Take it.
For
guys.
just an enema.
I
That's it.
swear to God, I'm
That's
gonna
all.
leave this call immediately.
Whoa, I'm catching up.
I was just gonna say, I'm find all these cards that they like so much. We'll find them. We'll go through it, see how they like it. Oh,
After Devin,
It's you.
it's me.
It's you.
Oh, this one, man. I have personal beef with this person. The person with the fake disability tag on their car,
All right, I got mine.
so they can park on like premium parking.
Yeah, I got my card. They get trapped and suffocated to death in the trunk of their own car.
Yeah.
Wow, they're
In
part
that
of the
handicap
disability
spot.
part. Yep.
Yeah.
I got Lyme disease from a crotch tick.
Whose crotch are they scratching?
I'm not sure, but they got Lyme disease now. They want to feel so fancy pants about faking a disability. When they get their benefits, you can get devoured by a lion during a safari tour.
Now you're disabled, for reals.
It's like,
In death.
So disabled.
oh man, he got disabled and then he died. It's just tragic. Anyways,
Lion, drunk. What was yours, Ref?
Lyme disease from a crotch tick.
Oh, lion disease. Let's go with lion.
And tag is best.
I see an alliance
Wait,
forming
you have
here.
how many?
I don't know about this.
Wait, how many do you have now, Devin?
that brings you up to 3.
Oh, 3. Sparks has 4.
Yeah.
How many do you have, Kiwi?
Two.
He's got his ears.
These guys.
Oh, I don't know if you're hiding anything somewhere else.
No, they're here.
Okay. I think it's your turn.
Let's see. Ooh. The person with a fake service
have, like,
animal.
I have good death cards.
Oh, feasted by their own hunting dogs. The ones that they put service animal jackets on.
Good one. It's very on point.
Their dog just decided not to sniff out their food properly, so castor beans in their coffee.
They failed that one. They failed their test.
You know the people that have exotic animals as their service animals? This one got stepped on by an elephant. Their service elephant.
I don't know if you guys
Can you
had
imagine?
this from. We had this guy come in, do like a bunch of those, like when it was like grade 2 or something, like young, and he comes into like science projects and everything. He's like, it's worse to get stepped on by a heavy woman in heels than it is an elephant. And he did this by like putting a trampoline over an egg and then jumping on it, and the egg didn't break. And then he just took the heel and like slapped it once, and it's just like, well, that's kind of obvious, but like I feel like an elephant's still going to hurt. This doesn't feel properly comparable.
No, because they're being mean.
I'm
I think. I mean, how I interpret it is because a bigger woman with heels would be like an elephant with heels.
It's like
It's
just,
what-
They were probably
just
making
because they're
fun of.
surface tension doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt. I'm pretty sure like
Yeah.
a collapsed lung from a point versus a collapsed lung by your lungs literally being collapsed. It's the same injury.
I'm gonna have to go with
Right.
Yeah.
the hunting dogs. It's on point.
Yay.
It's like, I'm gonna turn
Oh,
my
oh,
hunting
you're on
dogs
my
into
side
service
now?
animals.
Are you trying to build an alliance with
No, I
me,
still don't
Ralph?
care about you, but it was just it was the best one, I think.
Hey, man, I have
I'm
four
waiting for like the right victim card because I got a few and it's like, just let me play them.
Dude,
Just
totally.
play them.
I got a lot.
Could be between
Alright.
Spark and I.
Alright. The next victim is the person who puts empty milk/juice cartons back in the fridge.
You know what? I'm doing it. I don't even care. They're dying to a hate crime. Because that is a hate crime. There's nothing where it's like, oh, we still got juice. You take it out, empty. It's like, got so excited for juice.
I would say shot and killed
Ruined it.
by the same thief that that the superhero allowed to escape.
What's his name again? Uncle.
You're talking about Uncle Ben, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I got you.
Mine would be shot twice with a crossbow while in the latrine, because I imagine deliberately walking on them while they're using the toilet to be like, I told you not to put empty cartons back in the fridge.
Now the question is this:
And then
would you
die.
put it while they're peeing or sitting down pooping? Because one, they have their back turned against you. The other one is just straight to the chest.
No, this while they're
Okay,
pooping.
cool. Yeah, I would do the same.
Like I'm not that kind of person that would stab you in the back. I gotta stab you in the front.
It's like, listen, I'm a respectable backstabber.
I'm an
I'll stab
honorable.
people I need to stab in the back, but like, if you know me, I'm just going to stab you. It's going to hurt.
No.
But at least I'll
I'm
tell
an
you.
honorable murderer.
You have
Where's
no
the
honor.
honor
No,
in
no, no,
that?
no. I have plenty of honor. See this? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. If I didn't like you and I didn't have honor, this would be in your back.
Shame
Right.
on you. Shame on your cow. Shame on your
I'm
family.
gonna go with.
Shame on your rise.
I feel like it's poetic justice to for a thief to kill you, that a superhero let go, because you stole my happiness from putting an empty carton of milk and juice inside this
You
fridge,
stole so much from me already.
and then I go to open it and it's empty. Exactly. I feel like it's
I will
poetic
definitely take
justice.
that. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
Thank you for
Man, I
donating
don't
to the
have
poor
anywhere to
foundation.
hang my card.
Alright.
Davin's turn.
This one, I feel like we all have someone in mind. The show spoiler.
Oh, not me. I honestly don't care.
'Cause I
Yeah.
remember I
I
had,
think if it's been out for at least 5 years, you can't get mad about spoilers.
I had the Avengers spoiled for me at work. Yeah, right? It's like, it's just middle of a shift and it's like, yeah, but it's like, why did Widow die? And then she caught herself and it's like, man.
I didn't watch that
sucks.
movie for 3 years after it came out. I literally watched it, I think, last year or the year before because I knew she died, and I thought it was bullshit. To be frank,
I mean,
Well, there should be a rule where
There used
how
to be-
much time do you think should pass before you can call it a spoil?
listen, there used to be
3
a
to
rule.
5 years.
The internet,
5
no,
years.
the internet will not talk about a new movie for about 3 months, a new TV show episode for about 3 weeks, and a new video game ending in about 2. That was the respected time on the internet. You didn't talk about this stuff.
Is it?
And
it's
people
a
ruined
This
it.
man has really thought this.
It was
Oh,
an
wow.
unwritten rule that we followed, and then they just threw it out the window. Because remember when Baldur's Gate came out, like literally within the first week, it's like, you can fuck a bear. It's like, why are we talking about this? It's like, I haven't even downloaded the game. It's a 100 gig game. It's like, don't
Yeah.
tell me what you can do.
What do you want to do?
This
It?
has to be a written rule so everybody can follow it.
It's like, damn it, now I gotta figure out how to fuck with the bear.
Because then you'd be like, according to the rules, I didn't spoil the show. It's been over 3 weeks, so I can now talk about it.
Yeah, currently
Right,
here
it's
what
like-
it says on the dabbing guide.
It just made
It's in
sense.
the
'Cause, like,
time adjusted, so I'm okay.
right? Because like reasonably, a new episode comes out every week or like every other week. So having a 3-week grace period, if you haven't watched a new episode by then, you're just slacking on the show and you deserve it. Whereas like a movie, depending on the where it releases, depending on like if you have a chance to go, like the 3 months is a bit more forgivable because it's like not everyone is just gonna have the time to be like, yeah, I'm going to the theaters to watch a new movie.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, give them some time.
Because I feel like also it could depend on your subscription. Because I know
Yeah.
for sure that Netflix people binge watch a show in one day and talk about it. So,
I have done that.
If
Not
you're
talk about it, but I
behind-
have been watching the show in a day.
if you're behind, then that's on you. That's the part of
Imagine,
it.
imagine spoiling something in history for somebody. My best friend, we were talking last night, and she was reading this book about the Donner Party, and she was like, "Do you know about the Donner Party?" I said, "Yeah, it was a group of people that went out basically on the Oregon Trail, got stuck in a snowstorm, killed each other, and ate each other." And she went, "Thanks." And I was like, "Oh my God, wait, you didn't learn about this? I learned about that in history." And she was like, "No, I didn't." And that's what this, I was like, she's like, "I'm 150 pages into this book." And you just, where I was like, "Look, that was a history thing. That ain't my fault." But like, obviously, like the book is taking like liberties because there's like somebody that's like a witch and all this other stuff. And I'm like, see, it's a little different.
It could still be different. There's a witch in there.
How do you-
Something else might happen.
Exactly.
my favorite, it's like, how do you spoil history though? It's like, it's history. You either learn about it or you find out.
She went to a very like private Christian school,
No,
so
explain.
they got to pick their curriculum. Word.
You get You have to.
So-
We have to have special consideration for people who just join society. You know, like
Yeah.
I
She
have.
didn't want to
It's
be
like-
there, but it was like that's where she had to go. And she, like we talk about some things and like in history, and I'm like, yeah, you should have learned this. Like especially like last night, I was like, you should have learned about that.
She's
Yeah, I
like,
had
hey,
to
have
go-
you heard of the Crusade? Yeah, the Spanish Templars just went around killing a bunch of people in the name of God.
And brought the
Well,
Spanish.
no, that's not how it went. It's like, that is definitely, oh, you're a Catholic private school type. Oh, yeah, sorry, the rest of the world doesn't see it that way.
Put a show spoiler.
So the show's
I'm gonna
spoiler.
have to put in. You know what? I'm sorry. The majority of these people, they're either too excited or a lot of them just want to fuck it up for you. So you know what? Dies peacefully in their sleep. I'm gonna give it to them because they had a mission. They fucked it up for you, and they're like, and they went.
No more unfinished business.
Exactly.
My purpose in life is fulfilled.
I ruined Davin's enjoyment of finishing the last Avengers movie.
Nope.
I can now die in peace.
Mine would definitely be they sat and watched TV so much their skin fused with the furniture or the sofa. Because I think that's what show spoilers do.
They can no longer move their hands to spoil it online.
I decided somebody took president into their own hands, and they got shot by the president of their own fan club that they created.
Shout out to you. We know who. R.I.P.
Yeah. Don't say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are gonna get mad when you say Selena's dead.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember which scene was that from a show where they were talking to. Oh no, it was Bianca Del Rio. Somebody interrupted her show, right? And apparently, I guess they were Hispanic, and so so she read them to filth, and then her last statement. And guess what, bitch? Selena is dead.
Oh no.
Because I guess like that really makes a lot of people upset.
Oh,
Good lord.
honestly, just because it kind of hits home being part of fan clubs, I gotta go with shot by the president of your own fan club. So I can just imagine being part of like the anime fan club and like you come in, hey yo, this person died. Just bang. What was that for?
It's
I
instant.
didn't finish.
By the way,
They're talking about episode 10. I'm on episode 7.
by the way, My Hero Academia. Did you know that da happens? What the fuck is the matter with you?
It's like, why'd you say that? President's only on episode 2. Oh no. It's like, what did you just say? I said
Oh,
that.
no.
This and it's like bang. That's what I thought. He said nothing. He said nothing, right? We all agreed. He said nothing. Everyone's just scared. Like, he said nothing, President. He said nothing.
Wait. So does that mean Sparks won this game?
I believe so. Yeah, that makes
Man.
sense.
Let's win.
We got played.
I know, right?
We got played.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you guys if you would want to get really dark and answer some really dark questions.
Do
Yeah,
it.
time for it.
I love Sparks.
Because
Like,
we're
fuck yeah. Yeah, do that.
we want to call this segment as the expansion party that people only get when they watch the end of the show or like a certain distribution channel. Do you guys have the Truth or Drink expansion?
I do. I bought the Coffin.
I also bought the Coffin.
I can forge your
Man.
signature if I need to.
Yeah, I was just trying to see because if you guys want to ask questions, you can too. One of the reasons why we wanted to do the podcast too, it's just I think mentioned it on our one-on-one, is because when her video went viral, a lot of people comment on there that would say what if I don't have friends to play it with, and that's why
To
I'm
those people-
excited. Yeah.
Those people, I say, if you don't have to buy the whole game, but if you buy it with like a few people in mind to play it, just read the cards. Honestly, it's just so much fun just looking at them. It's like, what? It's like, yep.
And sometimes it still surprises me. I'm like, what? I really like who thinks these things? And I'm like, I think this is Rafi's entry. This is not mine.
Like, there's so many things that like a person's mind can go to that you just, I wouldn't have even thought that. It's like, yeah, well, that's because you're either normal or you don't think that way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You're wired
Now,
differently.
Either I question you, it's a different thing. But
That is such a polite way to just be like, you fucking normie.
right? It's like I love this whole like it's like you're not, it's like, or like the whole like you don't have ADHD, you just have this, or like it's just like you're not like that, you're just this. And it's like, no, it's pretty much that majority of society was like, hey, we don't want to just say that our society is sick in the brain, so like we're just gonna say no, you're faking it, or it's something else.
I have a
It's
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry we're no longer lobotomizing women for being on their periods and having headaches, but you know, I'm kind of glad we're not doing that anymore. Some of them say that they'd rather that, but like I think that's a viewpoint I can't say on because I'm not in that position. But I think it's a good thing we're not lobotomizing our women for no reason at all. Just
I think
my
it's because
opinion.
yeah, I think it's because people don't really understand it, like what other people go through, especially with like anxiety or depression.
Yeah.
They won't
I have a good
understand it
first
from
question.
just the point of view that they have. Yeah.
Is everybody ready? Or?
So they have to experience it for themselves.
I'm just shuffling
Yeah,
the
we're
deck,
ready.
so like if we gotta
Shoot.
push.
So the first question: what is the darkest thought you had that scared you? So you thought something and it actually scared yourself.
I've got a few that probably put me on the list somewhere, but you know, it's okay.
That I could just drive my car off a bridge.
That's just normal. That's
I
just
think the
that's
reason
an
why it
intrusive
scared
thought.
me is because I was like, I literally could, because like when I go to my hometown, I drive over like a couple of bridges, and I'm like, should probably not do that and not think about that as I'm going over this bridge.
And it's not only that too, because I had something similar where I have another job and I have to go up and drive around the mountains or whatever. And I think about that. It's like, this is something easily I could do, but at the same time, it's like, it's that easy for me to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, I thought about, like our society has rules of like what you can't eat and what you can eat. Like sometimes I think like, but if I want to eat dirt, like I can't eat dirt, like nobody's gonna stop me,
Didn't stop me as a kid.
But
I
you
don't know
don't
what's
do
gonna
it
stop me now.
because but my scary thought was definitely that I like when I'm in a bind that I can really injure somebody, maybe even kill them with just one blow. Because from our flight attendant training, like there were things that I relearned that you can do and that would end it all. And to me it's scary, but at the same, like what's really scary is when I've been in a bind multiple times from like toxic relationships, and that's when I know that you can't choose not to hurt somebody regardless if they're hurting you, because I could have done it but I didn't. It's just a really dark thought.
Oh, make me gonna look like the bad guy when I say this. No, it's like, it was, I forget what it was, but so one night I was just kind of going through Instagram, like just doom scrolling, and it was about and it just came up, and it's like, and it was just like, and it was just one of those normal ones where it's like, yeah, someone did this, and then the guy's like just threatening, it's like, well, I could like sexually assault you, and it's just like, and it just in the back of my mind, like, why would you do that? And then it also in the back of my mind, it's like, yeah, it's just really easy for you just to find someone, take them to the back alley, and you can do it. And then I just had to stop myself there, because it's like that thought of like how easy it actually is for like someone my size just to take control of someone, and then it's like, no, you are better than that, you are not going to do something like that. And I just like, I had to stop myself just to reconstitute the fact that like, I know that is not something I would do. I know that's something that like I'm not capable of. But then it's like, but you're capable of it. And just like that thought of like, I just scared myself into putting myself into like that one bad day scenario, and it's just like, no, that's not something I can ever let myself get down into. And it's just like that just horrifying thought of just like, if my head was any worse in some other way, or someone did something bad enough, it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's just acknowledging like power you have over
I'll be
something.
the first one to say
you're in that position.
and congratulate you for not doing it.
Right. That's how
I'm
you really.
I'm a basic person. I'm a basic human who understands right and wrong. It should not be a thought, but like, that's where your mind can go sometimes, and it is scary. But if you're able to recognize that it's scary and wrong, that's what makes you a good person, not the fact that you say, well, I just don't do it. It's like, that doesn't make you good.
And the fact that you're thinking about it, because I know for sure that when people just act on an impulse, and it's too late when they realize what they've done. Like when you're still internalizing, it makes you human. And how like sometimes we would question like, am I a bad person because I thought of these thoughts? But if you really think about it, then you're a good person because you have to think about those things.
Which is the next one.
We just went really dark. Let's do something light. I have a question prepared. Because I think we can all agree that the person who we are now was somehow influenced by the things that happened in our childhood. So like right now, as you're the person as of right now, what is one thing that you would tell your 5-year-old self?
As a 5-year-old self, start looking into buying properties. I failed as a 5-year-old and not investing to buy a house. So, that's something I suffered. But
walk up, slap in the back of the head. Listen, you need a 4K deposit. You need to get into property retail.
What's your credit score?
Buy this market in this city, you're golden for the rest of your life.
Or you can tell yourself like, buy Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Bitcoin, anything. It's gonna go big when you grow up.
Yeah, I would definitely do that shit.
Yeah. Anybody has another answer? Just aside from time traveling.
I tell myself just like to believe in what you want to do, and just give like that little like extra confidence kick kind of to myself. That's about it, really, because it's like anyone could be like, I'm gonna make a butterfly effect, slap some information to a 5-year-old, and then it's like, all right, are you smart enough as a 5-year-old to understand everything you just told them? Maybe, but that's either for me to say or decide. But it's like, for me, it's just like, just that little bit more of like confidence probably would have changed a few other things in my life. So it's like, that's good enough for me. Or, you know, give them a winning lottery check number. That might also work.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to be confident, but you could be rich.
How about
Go back and be like, look, you're gonna like men. It's okay. And then in the future, you're gonna try to be an anime girl on the internet. Like, just be yourself. Don't hide anything. Your mom already knows. It's fine.
What's an anime girl? You figured it out in about, how old are
You're
you?
gonna figure it out later.
You're gonna like it very
You got
much.
Great tits.
It's gonna be great.
I would definitely tell myself to keep being weird, because I feel like when I was a kid, I was like, now looking back, like even when people so readily tell other people, oh, my child is autistic, that's why they're behaving that way. But I feel like in our generation, that doesn't really exist as much. Like we were just we're just categorized as like, oh, it's a weird kid, or like they think differently. Like I think at a point that we're lucky that we're not medicated right away, or we didn't, you know, they didn't really, we weren't sent to the hospital for being weird. Because when I was a kid, like I did play with a lot of like insects and just like you, Raph.
I believe you admit to that shit.
I used to play alone a lot. And I feel like because I did that my imagination has become wide, like really wide and deep, with being alone so much. And yeah, that's why I would say just keep being weird, because if you know, being that will help you in life. That's for sure. Anybody else have a question?
I'm gonna draw for one. What is the fantasy that you have yet to turn into reality?
Fantasy. A fantasy that has yet been turned into
You
reality.
answer for
I would
that.
definitely say, one, have enough financial freedom that I could just help those immediately close to me. So like for my mom, she lives right now. She currently lives in like a shitty apartment. I really want to get her out of there, but I don't have the funds to do that. But I would like to be at a point where I have a lot of money where I can just get her out of there, better my situation, my girlfriends, and like 2 family members, and never have to put an alarm again on my phone, an alarm clock.
You can wake up whenever you want. Yeah, it still haunts me, because I know we all have the same alarm sound. So when I hear it from a regular person that they use it for a ringtone, it really it brings back memories of like waking up and in a panic to get ready for work. How about
Every time someone talks about alarms, I immediately go to Jurassic Park 3, and she's like, it's like, am I being chased, or like does someone actually have a phone? What's happening?
ours is the really bad one.
It's just-
Mine
Yeah,
is the Sailor Moon theme song.
we all have it.
That's a
Okay.
good
It's
one,
epic,
actually. I'm
bro.
not even gonna lie. It's like, that's a
I
good
blast
one.
that in my ear.
Fantasy.
Uh,
Yes, Sparks. You have a
I would say, I mean, yeah, having the like financial like ability to like help like immediate family. I think that's kind of a fantasy for everybody, because we want to do for our parents what they did for us. But I think a fantasy like I would have that would want to become reality. I would love to. I would love to be a voice actor and voice in like one of the animes like I've loved for a while and forever. I think that would be like the ultimate fantasy.
That'd be so cool.
I think you could do
So-
it.
And meet NSYNC. I would really love to
It's-
meet NSYNC and see them live.
Aren't they doing a reunion?
So I think after Justin Timberlake's worldwide tour, I think they're going to.
Okay.
And I always told people, it's like my birthday, they're gonna have a show
So
together, and it might become
So
reality.
Sparks,
soon.
I don't know if you know this. There's a kids movie called Trolls, and for the movie, they actually got the entire group of NSYNC together to be in the movie, like being voice actors.
For the
Yes.
third one.
And
Yeah.
they actually made a new song for the movie. There's a whole interview about it and how
I know.
they were hinting that there's a possibility that they might do a show or a couple more songs as NSYNC. all of them together again.
They did at one of JT's show. They were all there, and they all came up on stage and sang. But I want a full NSYNC
concert.
tour.
Yeah.
Like I want that.
You could say you want it that way.
Yes, I wanted that one.
That's another band, man.
It is another band,
Close enough.
but I want it that way with NSYNC.
Nope, we're going to Backstreet Boys. All right.
So, Javin, aside from being financially free, what would be like a wildest thing that you would want to come true?
For me, it'd be more of like a personal freedom, like the ability to travel, like do things that I want without having like a burden. So it's like you could say it's financial, but it's like it's more social construct to me in the sense that it's like as people we should be able to just kind of go everywhere and anywhere, and it shouldn't be like I have to book time off work, I have to save enough money, I have to make sure there's like reservations and everything done. It's like no, I just want to be like I want to see the pyramids and just be able to go see the pyramids and be like cool, these are the pyramids, and come back home and just continue life like nothing else happened. Like I want it to just be like that normal of an interaction. That's like one that I don't think I could ever quite fulfill in life, but it's just it is a moment where it's like if I can just call up 3 friends, go somewhere, have a moment with all of them,
Right.
I'd be happy with that.
It is. I can totally relate to that because I think it's the sense of freedom that is really, it's priceless. Like you could be just making barely enough to pay your bills, but because you're not answering to somebody, you're not exchanging your time, and that's what I learned. Because I mean, obviously, there are months that when you own a business, like you don't really earn as much. Sometimes you don't earn nothing, but knowing that you're free to do as you please, and as Rafi mentioned, like not set an alarm clock. It hits different, especially when all your life you're following rules and decisions are being made for you without your consent. Like it hits different. But with me, like aside from that, like my fantasy would probably be to be able to produce or create more games for people like us, because I feel like there's not a lot out there that would make people like us express ourselves in a safe environment. Because I feel like even at work, like I feel like when you show people that you have dark humor, like you're dark, they kind of like step back. And the way I look at it, I'm like, I mean, yeah, everybody's in a different journey, and some people don't see that they actually need to do it. Just face that you have these thoughts, like what you've said earlier during our conversation before the podcast. Yeah. So there's that. I hope I can create more games like Serial Killer. So we're having a lot of challenges today, but we are going to top off this episode with our last question. Who is the last person you would call if in 3 minutes all communication ceases to exist?
We'll definitely just call my girlfriend and tell her, be like, just stay where you are, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'd have to choose something similar because like my partner, like it's long distance because like she's in a different province and everything, so it'd be just knowing that I'm not gonna be able to like talk to her or anything. I'd just be like, just one last, hey, take care of yourself, drink your water, don't be a brat all the time, and I'll see you when I can get there. Just because like if like no communication is available, then yeah, I'm not talking to her for a very long time.
Yeah.
Everybody that I have is kind of super close, like family wise, so like, it wouldn't be an issue like going and seeing them. I'd probably say like my best friends, like two of them. One of them lives in Texas, the other one lives in Nevada. I'd call them. It was like obviously if I wouldn't be able to talk to them anymore, like when I talked to them for the last time, and I could see everybody else. So I think that's what I would do. My best friends in the other states.
I would. I think it's been mentioned that I cut my mom off because for mental health and she would probably be the last person because my partner lives at home, so we're good. But she would probably be the last person I would talk to and tell her, like, you know, always remember, I don't hate you. It's just how it is. I forgive you, and then that's probably it. There will be a short conversation, that's for sure. But I don't want her wondering, like, when am I gonna be able to talk? Like, if all communication ceases to exist, then she would wonder when she'll hear back from me. So that's probably, yeah. You guys, we got really deep on this episode. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. I had so much fun playing the game with you guys and learning about you, which is such a dream come true, because not a lot of game designers can say that they play the game with the people that supported them, you know. So this is just a mind-blowing moment for me to, because like when Rafi and I were working on the game, like, never in a million years we expected that people are actually gonna buy it and play it, because we thought, man, this is dark AF, and we were even scared, like, are we gonna destroy children's lives or whatever? Like, people are gonna, you know, we thought about, like, we're putting so many disclaimers on the box so that we're safe, and we were so worried is where it was about what was gonna happen next when we released the game. But yeah, so very happy that, and also there was a part where I was almost kind of like scared to reveal myself. Like, I think you've noticed the entire campaign for Kickstarter and the entire campaign for on TikTok and Facebook, there was never me, like, because I was so scared for my family even and my friends to know that I'm creating some, you know, a game like this that's super dark and they might not be able to accept it. But thankfully I've gotten out of that funk, and now I'm like, no, people supported the game, and the least I could do is play it with them. And so yeah, you're always welcome to come back, and hopefully next time we don't have a lot of technical difficulties.
Like, I'll tell you, and you can keep this, you cannot keep this. Having something like this, especially for people that are like in the horror fandom, that, you know, we love, like, horror movies, like horror TV shows, everything like that. Having a game like this is just amazing. Like, I literally saw it and I sent it to my best friend and I went, like, I just sent question marks. I was like, this? And she was like, are you gonna buy it? I was like, yeah, I already have it in my cart, ready to go. Like, I was like, I just needed to know if, like, we were like, yes, we're gonna play this. And she was like, 100%. So, like, thank you for making this. Thank you guys for making this, because it's like, it's another game. Like, our, like, friend group doesn't really like Cards Against Humanities because of how all of it is and everything. And then I saw this and I was like, yes, I want this. I need this. And I was like, I want all the expansions. And I was like, all of it.
You have no idea how much that means to us. Because most of the time, like, I don't even compliment myself. Like, I'm a toughest critic, and I'm the toughest person in my life, and I always put myself down. And to hear that from other people, it just uplifts me, you know. So thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, my partner sent a TikTok of someone opening up a box. I didn't know any of the cards. I didn't understand what the game was about. I just saw a coffin and a game labeled as letting your dark thoughts out, and it was like, I'm in. It just, the simple premise was enough for me. And here's, like, another thing is, like, I don't like horror because I scare easy when watching horror movies, but the genre, the community and everything around it is so, like, so internal, and it's like, these are things that you seek into. It's like you're like-minded people, like the whole psychology aspect of it too. Like, I may not enjoy watching horror movies because I scare so easily, but I will dissect a movie so deeply with people who enjoy it, and it's fun, it's entertaining, and you just get that feeling of, like, I understand these characters, I understand these motivations, and it's just having a game that kind of amplifies that to just make it fun instead of, like, looking at other things. it's entertaining. It's just everything that like people of that like-mindedness is like, they just have something that's like, it's like I just want to kind of do this, and it's like here's a game for it, and it's perfect, and you can do it in any way, like not really knowing what the truth or drink was about. It's like, oh yeah, no, these are amazing questions just to randomly like pop into like friend groups, and it's like, you know what? It's like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Let me just grab this card, and it's like everybody answer, and you have an immediate topic to talk about. It's amazing, and I've never felt so like warmed up to a very simple card game that's not simple because of how much depth there is put into it. And like, thank you for letting me come out here, because like honestly this is amazing, and I enjoy it that much.
You're giving me goosebumps.
I know, right?
It's like when you enjoy things, you just you enjoy them, and you don't get the chance to do that with the creators, and not enough creators get to do that with their audience. So like, I love you guys for doing this, and I am honored to have a chance to be on here with you guys. Like, it's great.
The honor is ours, that's for sure.
That's one of the reasons why this game was made, is because down to the core, we're good people. We just have a different sense of personality or humor. And to know that, you know, people that are playing this game, yeah, they have dark humor, but they're not shitty people. People who have dark humor are not shitty people. We're out there. We're decent people. We're good people. We just have these weird thoughts every now and then, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. And as this game grows and continues, more and more people, I think, will be more accepting of it. And to hear, you know, that you guys are giving thanks for all this stuff, and I don't think it's something that we've expected, but it really does mean a lot.
It does mean so much. And thank you so much, you guys. Again, thank you so much. And we hope we'll see you again soon.